Lesson 1. Don't talk about challenges. The Stoic secret to turning trials into triumphs. Welcome, Stoic seekers. Today we're diving into a powerful principle of Stoic philosophy that can completely change how you deal with life's struggles. Don't talk about your challenges. At first, this might sound counterintuitive. Isn't it healthy to vent to friends when you're feeling overwhelmed? Isn't sharing your feelings a form of emotional release? Yes, in moderation, opening up can be helpful, but the Stoics offer a deeper, more disciplined path, one that prioritizes inner strength, emotional resilience, and control over what truly matters, your response. The Stoics believed that adversity is an unavoidable part of life. From small irritations to major setbacks, difficulties will always be there. What matters most isn't the challenge itself, but how you handle it. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, once wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, the obstacle is not a roadblock. It's the path to becoming stronger. So what does this mean in practice? It means learning to keep your composure instead of constantly speaking about your problems. Complaining doesn't make challenges easier, it often amplifies them. Instead, break down the problem into manageable pieces. Take focused action. Quietly build your resilience. Each small victory becomes a silent testament to your strength. Perspective is another powerful tool. When you're stuck in frustration or self-pity, take a mental step back. Can this moment teach you something? Is this setback shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, or more patient? Let's say you're stuck in traffic. You could curse the delay, or you could listen to an inspiring podcast, reflect on your goals, or simply breathe deeply. You'll arrive calmer, not more frustrated. Here's your challenge. The next time life gets tough, resist the urge to complain. Take a deep breath. Focus on what you can control. Channel your energy into action. Let your strength be quiet but unwavering. True power doesn't come from talking about how hard life is. It comes from facing life with courage, resilience, and the quiet confidence of someone who refuses to be defeated. That's the Stoic way. Lesson 2. Don't reveal your secrets. The Stoic art of discretion. Welcome back, Stoic seekers. Today's lesson is about something simple but powerful: learning when to stay silent. The Stoics believed that some parts of your inner life, your thoughts, dreams, and vulnerabilities, are sacred. They are not meant for everyone. This does not mean you should never open up or share what is on your mind. Vulnerability has its place, but it should be practiced with wisdom. Seneca once said, "If you want to keep a secret, keep it to yourself." That is not a warning against connection, it is advice about boundaries. When you reveal too much of yourself too quickly, you risk giving others power over you. Not everyone listens with good intentions. Some people store your words for later use, not to help you, but to hurt you. Even those who seem close can become sources of betrayal or judgment. Think of your secrets as treasures. You would not leave gold lying in the street. You would keep it locked away, sharing it only with those who have earned your trust. Your thoughts, hopes, fears, and plans deserve the same protection. When you are selective about what you reveal, you preserve your energy and your peace of mind. There is also a deeper discipline here. In today's world, people overshare on social media, hoping for attention or approval. But the Stoic path teaches that the more you rely on others to validate your thoughts, the more you lose your own center. Privacy builds self-trust. Silence strengthens resolve. Consider this: if you are working on a meaningful goal or idea, telling others too soon can introduce doubt, unwanted opinions, or even jealousy. Keeping your plans close gives them room to grow undisturbed. It keeps you focused, grounded, and free from the pressure of outside voices. So here is your challenge: practice discretion. Know when to speak and when to stay silent. Protect your inner world. Trust yourself enough to hold your truth privately. In doing so, you will move with clarity, power, and quiet confidence. That is the Stoic art of discretion, and it can protect your peace more than you know. Lesson 3. Don't talk about your achievements. The quiet power of humility. Welcome back, Stoic seekers. Today's lesson is about something many people struggle with in the age of social media: the temptation to broadcast your successes. The Stoics taught us a valuable truth. True greatness does not need to announce itself. In fact, the more you talk about your achievements, the less powerful they often become. It is natural to feel proud when you reach a goal. Whether you completed a big project, received recognition, or made a personal breakthrough, those moments matter. But the Stoic way urges you to hold those victories close, not because they are unimportant, but because quiet strength leaves a stronger impact than loud celebration. Epictetus said, "Do not explain your philosophy. Embody it." In other words, let your life speak for itself. Show your values through your actions, not your words. When you boast about success, you risk turning others off, inviting jealousy, or becoming too attached to praise. But when you stay humble, people notice. They respect consistency, discipline, and quiet excellence. Think of someone tending a garden. They do not yell about every flower that blooms. They simply water, nurture, and care for the plants. Over time, the beauty of their work speaks for itself. The same applies to your life. If you keep improving yourself and serving others with integrity, your efforts will shine even in silence. There is also a psychological trap in seeking validation. If you tie your identity to praise, you become dependent on it. You may begin to perform for applause instead of living with purpose. The Stoics warned against this. True fulfillment does not come from recognition. It comes from knowing that you lived according to your values even when no one was watching. Here is your challenge: the next time you succeed at something, resist the urge to announce it. Instead, reflect on your growth, acknowledge the effort it took, and move forward with quiet determination. Let others discover your strength through your consistency, not your words. Humility is not weakness, it is wisdom. And in the Stoic tradition, it is one of the clearest signs of a person who is truly at peace with themselves. Lesson 4. Keep your future plans to yourself. The power of strategic silence. Welcome back, Stoic thinkers. Today's lesson is about one of the most underrated forms of personal power: keeping your next move to yourself. The Stoics taught that silence is not just peaceful, it is strategic. In a world obsessed with announcing goals and sharing ambitions, keeping your plans private can give you a serious advantage. At first, this might sound odd. Isn't sharing your goals a way to stay accountable? Doesn't talking about your dreams help you gain support? Sometimes yes, but the Stoics believed that speaking too soon can invite unnecessary opinions, pressure, and distraction. Epictetus once said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." It is not about announcing, it is about acting. When you speak about future plans before taking action, you risk several things. First, you might lose focus. The more you talk, the more energy you spend on the idea instead of the work. Second, you open yourself to judgment and doubt. Other people's reactions can cloud your motivation. Third, you create premature satisfaction. Just speaking about your goals can trick your brain into thinking you have already accomplished something. Keeping your plans private preserves your clarity. It builds discipline. It allows your ideas to grow without interference. If you are building something meaningful, a business, a personal change, a new project, silence gives you the space to develop it with full control and fewer distractions. Think of a chess master. They do not shout their next move. They play it carefully with patience and intent. You can do the same. Let your results speak. Let your achievements be revealed when they are ready, not when you feel excited in the moment. Here is your challenge: the next time you feel the urge to share a future plan, pause. Ask yourself if it serves your goal or simply feeds your ego. Protect your vision with quiet focus. Move in silence and let the outcome speak for you. That is the Stoic approach to planning: quiet, deliberate, and powerful. Lesson 5. Don't talk about others. The Stoic path to a gossip-free life. Welcome back, Stoic seekers. Today we explore a powerful yet often overlooked principle: do not talk about others. In a world filled with gossip, judgment, and constant commentary on people's lives, this lesson calls us back to discipline, clarity, and self-respect. The Stoics believe that your words are a reflection of your character. Wasting time discussing someone else's behavior or mistakes not only drains your energy, it also pulls your focus away from what you can control yourself. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, wisely advised, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." When we talk about others behind their backs, even casually, we feed negative energy. Gossip creates division, breeds resentment, and often leads to misunderstanding. It may seem harmless at first, but it corrodes your mindset. The more you focus on others' flaws, the less attention you give to your own growth. Instead, the Stoics taught us to live with virtue. Focus on becoming better, not judging others. You do not elevate yourself by pointing out someone else's weaknesses. Real strength lies in humility, discipline, and self-awareness. Imagine a workplace where no one gossiped, where everyone stayed focused on their goals and supported one another. That kind of environment is not just more peaceful, it is more productive. And it starts with one person choosing not to engage in harmful talk. There is also the matter of emotional control. Talking about others often stems from insecurity or comparison. It can be a way of avoiding your own challenges. But the Stoic way is different. It calls for stillness, reflection, and inner mastery. Here is your challenge the next time you are tempted to gossip or judge someone. Pause. Redirect your energy towards something useful. Reflect on your own behavior, offer encouragement, or say nothing at all. By rising above the habit of talking about others, you protect your peace and model true strength. You create space for growth and help build a more respectful world. That is the Stoic path, quiet, intentional, and rooted in character. Lesson 6. Don't talk about your good deeds. The quiet power of unspoken kindness. Welcome back, Stoic seekers. Today's lesson reminds us of a timeless truth. True kindness does not need a spotlight. The Stoics believed that good deeds are most powerful when done quietly, without the need for praise or recognition. In today's world, where social media rewards public displays of generosity, it can feel natural to share our acts of kindness. We may believe that doing so inspires others or affirms our values. But the Stoic approach is different. It teaches us that the highest form of virtue is doing good simply because it is right, not because others are watching. Seneca put it plainly, "The reward for a good deed is to have done it." According to Stoic wisdom, the satisfaction of helping someone or making a difference should come from the act itself, not the applause that may follow. When we talk too much about the good we do, we risk turning virtue into vanity. There is quiet beauty in unspoken kindness. Think of a stream flowing through a forest. It nourishes everything around it but makes no noise about its work. It simply gives, and life flourishes because of it. You too can be a quiet force for good. When you help others without seeking recognition, your actions carry a deeper sincerity. People will remember how you made them feel, not how loudly you announced your kindness. This kind of character builds trust, respect, and peace within yourself and with others. Moreover, by keeping your good deeds private, you avoid falling into the trap of external validation. Constantly seeking approval from others weakens your inner motivation. But when you act from a place of integrity, you strengthen your sense of purpose and self-worth. Here is your challenge the next time you do something kind. Let it stay between you and your conscience. Resist the urge to post about it or mention it in conversation. Just know within yourself that you did the right thing, and let that be enough. This is the Stoic way: kindness in silence, service without expectation, and virtue that stands tall even when no one is looking. Lesson 7. Don't speak of your weaknesses, building inner strength through silence. Welcome back, Stoic seekers. In this lesson, we explore a crucial aspect of emotional strength, protecting your vulnerabilities by not talking about your weaknesses. In a culture that often encourages openness, it may seem counterintuitive. But the Stoics believed that revealing too much about your weaknesses can leave you exposed and at risk. This is not about denying your flaws or pretending to be perfect. The Stoics emphasized the importance of self-awareness. However, they made a clear distinction between acknowledging weaknesses to yourself and broadcasting them to the world. Seneca once said that a person who reveals their weaknesses is like a city without walls open to attack. Flaws are imperfections we recognize and work on. Weaknesses, however, are areas where we are emotionally or mentally vulnerable. Sharing those weaknesses too freely can invite manipulation or judgment even from people who appear supportive. In today's world, where information spreads quickly, the wrong person can use your openness as a tool against you. Instead of talking about your weaknesses, focus on transforming them. If you struggle with stress or anger, develop coping strategies in private. If you face insecurity, build confidence through small wins and consistent action. The less you expose your soft spots, the stronger your presence becomes. There is also a quiet dignity in keeping your personal battles to yourself. You are not hiding, you are protecting your energy. When you stop seeking sympathy or validation for your struggles, you gain clarity, discipline, and control over your emotional life. Here is your challenge: the next time you feel the urge to talk about a weakness, pause. Ask yourself if sharing it will help you grow or make you vulnerable in a way that serves no purpose. Reflect in private. Strengthen yourself in silence. Let your growth show through action, not confession. The Stoic path teaches that true strength is not loud. It is quiet, steady, and built in the background. By guarding your weaknesses, you become less reactive, more resilient, and far more difficult to shake. That is the power of inner strength. Lesson 8. Keep your deepest dreams to yourself, nurturing aspirations in silence. Welcome back, dreamers and Stoic seekers. Today's lesson is about protecting something deeply personal and powerful: your dreams. While it may feel natural to share your ambitions with others, the Stoics taught that your most meaningful aspirations deserve a quiet place to grow, undisturbed by the outside world. This is not to say you should never speak of your dreams. Trusted mentors and close friends can offer encouragement and insight. But the Stoics believed that revealing your biggest goals too soon can expose them to doubt, criticism, or even jealousy. As Seneca wisely said, "The greatest obstacle to living is expectancy, which hangs upon tomorrow and loses today." The Stoic mindset is grounded in the present, acting, not fantasizing. Dreams are fragile in their early stages. Sharing them too freely can invite distractions or make you seek approval rather than pursue purpose. You may start performing for others instead of following your true vision. Keeping your dreams to yourself allows you to develop them with authenticity and clarity. There is also a quiet joy in holding something sacred within your heart. When you protect your dreams from unnecessary opinions, you stay connected to your inner drive. Your motivation becomes self-sustaining. You do not need applause to stay inspired. You trust your own direction. Think of someone nurturing a rare flower. If exposed too early to harsh weather or careless hands, it may wither. But when protected and patiently tended, it blooms in its own time. Your dreams deserve the same care. Here is your challenge: the next time you feel the urge to announce a big goal, take a step back. Ask yourself if sharing it will strengthen your commitment or make you vulnerable to distraction. Let your actions be your voice. Let progress reveal your dream in its own time. By keeping your deepest dreams private, you give them room to breathe, grow, and thrive. This is the Stoic way: patient, focused, and quietly powerful. Your dreams are not for display. They are for building one disciplined step at a time. Lesson 9. Embrace solitude. Discovering strength in sacred silence. Welcome back, Stoic seekers. In our final lesson, we turn inward to explore something that often gets misunderstood in today's hyper-connected world: solitude. While society often encourages constant connection, the Stoics believed that solitude is not something to fear, but something to value. In fact, they saw it as essential for developing clarity, resilience, and a deep connection with the self. Solitude is not the same as loneliness. Loneliness is a feeling of disconnection. Solitude is a conscious choice to step away from the noise and return to your inner world. Seneca described it beautifully: loneliness is the poverty of self, Solitude is the richness of self. To the Stoics, time alone was a sacred opportunity to reflect, grow, and restore balance. When you keep your moments of solitude private, you protect their power. Sharing your solitary practices too openly may invite misunderstanding or judgment from those who do not value introspection. Some may label your silence as antisocial or odd, but when you preserve these moments quietly, they remain yours, and their strength remains intact. In solitude, you learn to rely on yourself. You begin to find peace not in external stimulation, but in your own thoughts. You gain emotional independence and sharpen your intuition. These are tools the Stoics valued highly because they allow you to remain steady in a chaotic world. Think of someone who walks alone in nature, away from distractions. That quiet space allows their mind to settle, their creativity to awaken, and their heart to speak clearly. It is in those private moments that insight often arises. Here is your challenge: create intentional space for solitude in your life. Whether it is through journaling, walking, meditating, or simply sitting in stillness, treat it as a sacred practice. And most importantly, keep it private. Let these moments belong only to you. By embracing solitude, you strengthen your inner foundation. You learn to listen deeply, think clearly, and live authentically. The Stoic path is not found in the crowd. It is discovered in silence, in the quiet places where your truest self can speak without interruption. That is the strength of solitude, and it is yours to claim. In today's world filled with noise, comparison, and constant sharing, the wisdom of the Stoics offers a powerful reminder: your greatest strength often lies in what you choose not to say. Instead of broadcasting your struggles, achievements, or dreams, protect them with silence and discipline. This does not mean you should isolate yourself or avoid meaningful connection, but rather that you should be intentional about what you reveal and to whom. Hold your challenges with quiet resilience, your successes with humility, and your aspirations with care. Let your actions speak for you. In your daily life, resist the urge to seek validation from others. When tempted to gossip, judge, or overshare, redirect that energy toward improving yourself. If you're working on a goal or navigating hardship, keep your focus inward. The less you depend on applause, the more power you give to your own voice. Solitude should not be feared. It is your time to reflect, recharge, and reconnect with what truly matters. Build strength privately. Practice kindness without expecting recognition. Nurture your dreams until they're strong enough to face the world. True fulfillment and confidence come not from exposure, but from quiet mastery. In the end, the Stoic life is not about hiding. It's about choosing wisely, living intentionally, and walking through life with calm, quiet strength. Let that be your guide.